how to find real estate multifamily deals. And I'm talking about large multifamily deals. So I'm going to tell you how SAR Apartment Capital does. Everyone has their style and their culture and their company, how they do it. But I'm going to start with one big advice when we're looking to buy a large multifamily deal. And the word is clarity. You must have complete clarity of what type of asset, location, financials, deal size. It all comes down to clarity. I can't express how important that is. So for us in SAR Apartment Capital, that took some time for us to figure out, okay, what space are we going to be in? Because there's so many different types of assets. You have Class A, Class B, Class C, Class D. There's a $300,000 multifamily, and there's a $100 million multifamily. What space do you want to be in? What space do you want to specialize in? And that is something that you got to do your homework. You got to do a lot of soul searching for that space. We found our space. Our space is Class C, Class B apartment buildings. We have a specific amount of units that we like to get into. We will not spend any time underwriting a 30 and a 40 unit. We like to buy units from 80 units and up. We have our reasons for that. We know what a management is going to cost us. We know what our maintenance is going to cost us. Those are things that come with clarity. First thing is city, location, submarkets that you want to focus on. There's so many of them. You're going to go crazy if you don't know. So we have our cities and our specific target areas that we like to be in. We like Florida. Florida's always our number one choice. So we like Miami. We like Broward County. We like Jacksonville. We like Orlando. These are top cities where migration is coming over, especially after COVID hit. These are cities that we're confident that they're just going to economically keep moving up. Now we also love Atlanta. We like Georgia. We have a lot of multifamilies in Georgia. They're performing very well. We have very strong management. We have a good construction team there. We also just went into the market of Columbus, Ohio. We really like the economics of Columbus, Ohio. There's a lot of work. Our units are getting rented. They're exceeding our pro formas. So these are submarkets that we're in. We're confident in these submarkets, and we like to stay in these submarkets. We're not trying to jump into every city. We can't handle that. We're very realistic of what we can do, and we want to be very good at these markets. And later on, I'm going to answer why we want to stay specifically in these markets. So let's talk about the size of the deal. What are you going to become a specialist on? Are you going to be are you going to go in after 30, 40 units, or are you going to be specific and only look at deals that fit the size that you want? The size is not just by how many units you want to buy. I want to buy 80, I want to buy 200. No, the size of the deal is the purchase price. How much capital do you have access to? How many verbal commitments? Verbal commitments are scary. You're tying up a contract. You want to know exactly how much you could come up with. The bigger the deals gets, you got to come up with big deposits. So that for us, we have a complete clarity on the size of deal that we want. We don't spend time trying to underwrite in a $100 million deal because we're just realistic. It doesn't say we're not going to get there one day, but as of right now, we can't take on those deals. We're not going to spend time and energy on that. But we do have a deal size. We have a sweet spot that we like to stay in. That is very important. Have clarity on the size of your deals. That way you don't spin your wheels and spend time underwriting deals that you're going to overstretch yourself trying to raise money for. The third thing that we do here in SAR Apartment Capital is deal sourcing. Now this one is challenging when you're small. With time, we've gotten bigger at this. So deal sourcing is crucial for the life of a business. You need to have deal flow. Without deal flow, you're not going to get opportunities. So for us, we have different ways of going about our deal flow. One of the most popular ways is relationships. Relationship with brokers, relationships with other syndicators that are in the business with you. We've done partnerships with other syndicators. We join our money, we join our experiences, and we bought great assets together. Another way of deal sourcing is picking up the phone and calling owners. I see that happen all the time where everyone is lazy and just wants to go on LoopNet, wants to go on the MLS, wants to call up brokers. But I can assure you, if you like an asset, call the owners. One of the best assets I've ever bought in my career was a drive-by. I drove by a building, saw its condition, picked up the phone, called. This owner's owned the property for 30 years. He gets calls all the time, but my call got the deal. It was a home run. So don't be lazy. Pick up the phone and call. I see this happen all the time. Another thing is you got to get the relationship with the brokers. Sometimes what I find is, there's big companies, big brokerage companies with large teams. You want to talk to the president or the top producer of the company. Sometimes that's not the way to go. Talk to the guy that just got in the team. Talk to the guy that is maybe a year or 2 years in the team. Talk to the juniors. The juniors are the ones that are going to answer because they're eager to get that relationship with investors. So don't go crazy trying to get to the top guy all the time. If you get him, you're lucky. But if you don't, go for the juniors. Go for the guys that are getting into the business. Those guys are going to answer your questions quick. You're going to find out immediately about those assets. So let's talk about the fourth thing, underwriting. Now this one is something that comes with experience. In the beginning, I strongly suggest you do your own underwriting, bump your head, spend hours doing it, learn it. But once you start getting to the flow of underwriting, you can't do all the underwriting yourself. Because I guarantee you, for you to get that one good deal, you're going to have to underwrite probably about 50 to 100 packages of multifamilies. If you get lucky, you might get some deals out of that, more than one. I mean, that's what we underwrite. We underwrite between 80 to 120 marketing packages a year to maybe close 3 to 4 deals. And not all of them come through marketing packages, but underwriting is crucial. So what we do here in SAR Apartment Capital is we have one person allocated to underwriting. The reason why we have one person is because that one person already understands the system. We train them to our system and what we look for. Another thing, going back to my first answer, is you got to concentrate on one city and sub-market because it speeds up the time of your underwriting. If you're underwriting in a certain city, you know already your rent comps, you know your sales comparables, you're using the same data over and over from your other research and underwriting you've done. This will save you a ton of time. If you're constantly looking at new cities, what happens? You got to do underwriting on those new cities all over again. And you might not know little things that are happening in those submarkets that could get you in trouble. So my advice is when you're underwriting, dedicate someone to it, outsource it if you have to, or, get yourself a really good VA, dedicate time to that VA and teach them how your steps to underwriting. And then once they finish their underwriting, then you grab that file and you review it. That's how we do it. So the file comes out of underwriting, I review it, I spot a good deal, I go to my partners. I don't take my file to my partners unless I'm not going to waste my partner's time unless I've identified, all right, guys, this is a good deal. Let's make an offer. And last but not least, you need a good real estate attorney. I know that could be expensive, and especially when you're getting new into business. I mean, we have a real estate attorney that I can't tell you how many times he's saved us from getting ourselves in trouble because, at the end of the day, sometimes we are going so fast and we get so eager to get into a deal. You need someone to check that paperwork. You need someone to make sure that your contract is protecting you. When you get into larger multifamilies, you're running into big deposits. The big deposits are big disputes. I owe this to my partner. He brought in his attorney for 30 years, which already had an established relationship, had tons of real estate experience. And I mean, I can't tell you how much headaches that we've saved ourselves from having this. So make sure you get a good attorney that understands your business, understands specifically multifamilies. Don't just go around getting any real estate attorney. Ask how many transactions have they done at multifamilies. What has been their deal size? That is very important. So if you're interested in what I just talked about or have questions on how we do our underwriting or just need advice on underwriting a deal that you like or just want to bring us a deal that we could do a joint venture to, I am always open to joining up and looking at deals. I mean, like I said, we've done 2 recent deals from other syndicators that brought to us. So, that's something that we're always open to in SAR Apartment Capital. So please reach at me at abielballesteros.com. You can catch me there, and you can reach to me at my phone number at 786-355-6646. I'll see you soon.